Hi, I'm Yvonne Tang, and today I'm joined by my good friend and client partner, everything, Liwy. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you can tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to your position and your role at Miraflores, as well as I know you're in charge of many other things as well.
Well, I'm an archaeologist. I used to live in Mexico City for many years. I even worked in the National Museum of Anthropology in Mexico City. Then I decided to come back to Guatemala. Unfortunately, the position was open and I applied and I got it since November of 2012. And they were looking for an archaeologist because they wanted to expand and have a brand new museum. And that's why they hired me, but the project started being delayed until now that we're finally open.
So can you tell us a little bit about Museo Miraflores and its new transformation and what it took, even though delays, to get to the opening?
Museo Miraflores is a very special museum because it's the first site museum in Guatemala City. What did that happen? It's because when they start developing the area, by law, you have to make a project of rescue archaeology, to try to recover all the cultural heritage. And when they were doing that, a lot of findings start to happening. Therefore, the owner said, well, this goes beyond what we were expecting, and we would like this to be preserved for Guatemala. So they decide to make a small museum, small site museum, close to 3 structures that are well protected. Kaminaljuyú, the architecture is made out of clay and mud and volcanic tuff, no stones. So it's hard to be protected. So they have these 3 mounds, very well protected, and this small museum to show the findings. That happens in 2002. But then, a lot of other things start happening and Kaminaljuyú become more and more attractive. So they made the tomb you saw, the reconstruction of that beautiful tomb underneath the mound. That was the first enlargement. But then the museum was really small for the cultural needs of the neighborhood. So then is when they decided to create a brand new museum. And we are almost 3 times the size that we were.
So could you tell us a little bit about the Mayan culture and why it was so important to have this museum feature this site?
Guatemala territory was Mayan territory since pre-Columbian time. Even my country, it's a majority of Maya people. But the thing is that for a lot of people, the Maya, they are just in the same package, and it's not. I mean, we have very different cultures, very different languages. Some of them, they cannot even communicate with the others, although they are Mayas. So the importance of our museum and Kaminaljuyú is that Kaminaljuyú was the main Maya city during pre-Columbian times in the highlands. It was a reference in the mind. It was a metropolis in the whole sense of the word, like people coming from different backgrounds, different ethnic groups, different languages, different ideas, and that's what made the city so important. And Kaminaljuyú is the first human settlement in the valley. So it is the origins of Guatemala City, and in a way, it proves the resilience of the Maya groups, because Kaminaljuyú was here with all these developing ups and downs like any other culture. Then it decayed a little bit, but never disappeared. And then when the Spaniards moved the capital, they chose this valley because of the same exact reasons that the Mayas were already here, a fertile valley, bodies of water on the surface. It was really a good place to have a city. And we're still here. So that proves that the settlement is a success. And Museo Miraflores is here to show that, to be the link between the past, the present, and of course, with our sight into the future.
Now that the museum is open, how are visitors experiencing the exhibits?
We're very happy because the first day we opened, we already have a bunch of people waiting for the doors to open. No, and some of them are people living nearby. And they told us how important the museum was for them. And they were looking forward to be open again because it was part of the regular visits. That made us very, very happy. We didn't make a lot of publicity. People knew we were open and they started coming, and you see they're having fun, they are enjoying it. And then others, when you cross to them and there's come like casual conversation, congratulations, we're very happy. And it's like, wow, really? This museum is making a difference, and a difference in the way we are giving the discourse about Kaminaljuyú, in the way we are displaying the objects, and also with all these interactive things that in Guatemala they are kind of new.
Can you tell us a little bit about the most popular interactive elements in the museum?
They love very much to be able to calculate their Nahual, you know, this figure that has to do with your birthday date. So they like that because, oh, I didn't know I have this Nahual, and they look a little bit about their significance and all that. So that screen is very, 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 very popular. And of course, the tomb, the recreation of the tomb, it was already attractive, but now we made special videos. We made 4 videos especially for the museum, and one is played at the tomb. It shows a little bit how bodies are prepared before they are buried. You know, they are clean and washed with flowers. So people are within the tomb watching the video, and then we have these smoking effects and things that go out, and people are like, they like it very much. I think everything was well planned, thanks to you, Yvonne, and your ideas, of course. But everything was well planned, and it was well received by the public. That's why we're very, very happy, because, you know, it's always risky. You're presenting something, you're opening something, and it's really hard to tell how will be the public reaction.
So the other spaces in the museum, I think, were also really important in terms of ensuring that there was more of a community hub and programming spaces. So can you tell us all a little bit about those other spaces?
Yes, that was the idea of having a larger museum. It's not only to display more artifacts, it's also to provide the community with other services. Right now, we have 3 levels because the building was inspired in this cosmology, Maya cosmology, you know, the earth plan, and then the heavens with the gods, and then the underworld. So now it's really like an axis mundi where you can go up and down. And the idea is right now we have an auditorium for 250 people. Why? Because we needed a space to have theater plays, to have concerts, to have other kinds of meetings and other ways to present art. So we have a real auditorium, which is great. Then we have other two salons, we can say that you can have even one huge one, or you can divide it in 2 and you can have conferences, lectures, presentations, or even it's for hire in case you want to have a meeting or present a brand or something. We wanted to be a building that will be malleable, like will be plastic enough to serve a lot of purposes. And we have been successful in that because a lot of people are asking, even authorities, you know, the mayor is asking, can we do something in the museum? And because it's a very nice place, it's also very practical to come here. And of course, we have a person in charge. Like if you want to have an activity here, we can provide you with everything, even like catering or anything you want, you can have it done at the museum.
Can you tell us a little bit about the collaboration with Lord and Museo and why it was important?
We'll learn a lot from you too, because we have ideas in mind, but you're the experts. So you were able to help us land these ideas to make it successful. Remember when we choose the objective public to address which age of public we were thinking that will represent Guatemala, the colors, because you have all the expertise that we can only say, oh yes, we like it, we don't like it that much, but you have all this theory behind it and all those things that were very important. to have the success we have right now. It's a very interactive way of creating something together. You understanding our contents and we getting all this feedback from you to present it in the best way.
Guatemala will have a special place in my heart. I miss the coffee so much. But the people were so welcoming, and even just being able to tour the other museums and have an impact on the community and really, learn so much myself about the culture and about the Mayan culture and the museums and the aim for the museo was just super exciting, and I'm so happy to see it finally open.
Now I know you put a lot of time, effort, and even part of your heart. You put a lot more than what's on the plan. Your enthusiasm, your desire to make things well, that makes a difference. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Liwy.